Gentlemen in the gallery, could I just ask you to stand, please? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the July Ordinary Council meeting. I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet tonight, and also pay my respects to any elders of any other communities that may be with us this evening. Thank you. As this is a hybrid meeting, before we start, Councillor Warren, can you see and hear all of us?
I can see, sorry, I can hear you. I can see my screen, probably all of you, excluding if the monitor's there, I cannot see the monitor. I can see a hand. I'll take that bid. You've just bought a Shire for how much? Thank you. Yes, ma'am, I can.
Thank you. We can hear and see you. But before we move forward, I'd just like to welcome our new Director of Community Engagement, Ms. Gaynor Atkins. So welcome to your first meeting and congratulations, and we wish you well in your new role.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Item 2, receipt of apologies, of which I have one, Councillor Stewart. I have no others. Item 3, confirmation of minutes of previous meeting. Council's got a recommendation that the council adopt the minutes of the council meeting held on Wednesday 8th of May, Wednesday 12th of June, Wednesday 19th of June, and Wednesday 26th of June 2024, which was of course the budget ones. Could I have a mover and a seconder for those, please?
Happy to move that.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan, and the seconder, Councillor Pollard. Councillor Hogan, any discussion?
No, they were all representative
Councillor
discussions.
Pollard. No. So all those in favour?
Yes.
That is carried. Thank you. Item 4, requests for leave of absence, of which I have been made aware of. Item 5, declarations of conflicts of interest. In accordance with section 132 of the Local Government Act 2020, councillors who have a conflict of interest in respect to a matter being considered at this meeting must A, disclose the conflict of interest in the manner required by the Council's Governance Rules 2022, and A, exclude themselves from the decision-making process in relation to that matter, including any discussion or vote on the matter at any council meeting, delegated committee, and any action in relation to this matter. Disclosure must occur immediately before the matter is considered. Councillor, do we have any conflict of interest tonight?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Questions from the public? We have nil. Item 7.1, report of council assemblies. Councils, there will be no report of council assembly meetings held 5th and 19th of June 2024. And Councillor Simpson brought to the attention that the virtual meeting had the youth engaged, but we didn't have them, so that'll be removed from that record. Councillors, could I have a mover and second of that?
Happy to move that with the removal of 3.1.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to do that, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Milne. That's for noting. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you. 7.2, correspondence initiated by council, the office of the CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. There is that letter that was sent off to Minister D'Ambrosio, and it'd be worth noting, Mayor, that some councillors and some community members have met with the Minister last Wednesday to discuss matters concerning BNI West. That, Mayor, I believe, based on feedback we received from the committee, was well received, and the committee got the opportunity to express their views and concerns directly to the Minister, Mayor.
Thank you. And just to add to that, I've also sent a letter of thanks back to the Minister for attending. And I'm again invited to come to Buloke, but I did say thank her for her time last Wednesday. So council have a recommendation that council note the record of correspondence initiated by council and the response received. Could I get a mover and a seconder, please?
Happy to do that, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Milne, seconder. Councillor Warren, I think it was.
Oh no, maybe.
I thought it was your hand, Councillor.
Well, it wasn't, but it can be.
Thank you. But that's for noting. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you. 7.3, letters of congratulation and recognition of achievement awards, Office of the CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, there is There's one in there for former Senior Constable Mark Connell, and for his dedicated professional service over 20 years, Mayor.
I think we put in that,
The other one was, through you, Mr. Mayor, the other one was Jacob Donald, who we had written to recently for making the finals of the Buloke Shire judging stuff.
Yeah.
And subsequently he has come out the winner of that.
Yeah.
That award, and I think we should congratulate him.
thank you. Council's got a recommendation that council acknowledge and congratulates the persons and or groups mentioned in the report for their achievements. Now, get a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Hogan, Councillor Milne.
Yep.
That's all right. Sorry, Councillor Hogan, Councillor, that's all to acknowledge. All those in favour?
Yeah.
Carried. Thank you. 7.4 building permits. Monthly update, community development.
Thank you, Mayor. Through you, councillors, this is your standard monthly report providing information on building permits approved for the month of June 2024 for voting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council's have a recommendation that council note the information contained in the report on building permits approved from 1 June to 30 June 2024. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please?
Happy to do that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Milne. A seconder. Councillor Warren, thank you.
Just comment if I can.
You certainly may,
Before,
Councillor.
I think I've identified the building that I requested information on. I believe it's the former service station building
Oh, thought it must have.
just around the corner in Campbell Street, which is a good building. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
those,
staff, for following that up.
all those in favour? That's carried. Thank you. 7.5 planning applications received monthly update. Ms Atkins, you're up again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and through you, councillors, this report provides information on planning applications under consideration and the status of each of these applications. Thank you.
Thank you. Council's recommendation that council note the information contained in the report on planning application under consideration and the status of each of these applications. A mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Pollard, a seconder. Councillor Warren. Thank you. Any discussion, councillors? Councillor
Yes,
Pollard.
thank you, Mayor.
Yep.
Just a query. I notice an application, Sunraysia Highway, Donald, PA 24017. And I see that it's request for further information. If my eyes are not playing up, there is a hell of a lot of work going on there currently with heavy machinery and work continuing on site. But I'm assuming that this is all above board, given the amount of work that's gone on. I mean, I don't think we've issued a permit, as I see it. Is that correct?
Yeah, through the mayor, certainly the status that was provided by the planners, this would have been done sort of 10 days ago, but we'll follow up tomorrow just to see what the status of the application is and have a look at the work that's being undertaken as well, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was for noting. So all those in favour? Carried. Thank you. 7.6 status of action of past council meetings, the office of the CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. The usual monthly procedural report, just reporting on the activities after council resolutions from previous meetings. Mayor, thank you.
Yeah.
Council has a recommendation that council note the status of action report of the council resolution documented in the list, which is attached. I have a mover and a seconder, please.
Happy to move that.
Councillor Hogan and a seconder. Councillor Pollard. Any discussion, Councillor Hogan?
No.
Just for noting. Thank you, Councillor Pollard. All those in favour? Councillor Warren, did you have a...
Look, just going through those, Mayor, and maybe, I don't know, the staff could advise me. It seems like a lot of these ones are, well, they've marked as completed. So if they are completed, should they not be removed from this report? I mean, just to tidy it up. I mean, it's always nice to see things completed.
Thank you,
Just an
councillor Warren.
observation.
Nothing in.
That would have been from last week, wouldn't it?
Well, all those in favour?
Yeah.
Carried, thank you. 8, general business, policy reports, which I have none. Management reports, of which I have none. Financial reports, of which I have none. Organisational reports, of which I have none. Reports from councillors. Councillor Hogan.
Oh, okay. Fairly quiet month, last month. I went to Witchy Live meeting last night, which was, there was quite a lot of discussion about the Melbourne Cup is coming to Witchy on the 30th of August, which is quite an exciting event. And the ABC Breakfast Show is also coming with the Cup, and they'll be broadcasting from out the front of the bakery. So, yeah, put that one in your diary, a very big day. If you want to get your photo taken with Melbourne Cup, and there'll be 2 past Cup winners coming, which apparently walked into each of the pubs last time they were here, and planning to walk into the school and up them out and everywhere. So anyway, a lot of excitement in the conversation about that last night, so that's good. But anyway, I'll just hand my report in. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Warren.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I suppose a little bit of excitement in Donald. I officially opened the Donald Shared Shop. This is an initiative from the community, basically to try and allocate some space to individuals who would normally work from home, which is great to see. So it also helps to keep another business operating, which is vital for our communities. The more businesses we have, I suppose, the more accessible we are to everybody, and it just generates employment, and also it generates income, and it makes it easy to pay the rates if you happen to be in one of those buildings. The other one that is of interest is that negotiating with VicTrack to relocate a W-class tram to Donald, which we've been successful in securing from VicTrack as part of an expression of interest program going forward. We're hoping to finalise this and to get it located into probably the train park area, which has the least restrictions in terms of planning and other matters, given that that is VicTrack land. So they're exciting initiatives for the town, and the rest of my report I've passed on to the EA. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Simpson.
So apart from the council meetings, including the budget meetings, I had the pleasure of attending the Just a Farmer evening at the Rec Theatre. I attended the North Central Land AGM, of which I'm a board member as the council representative. And that was also at the Rec Theatre. And I attended the community meeting with the Minister, Honourable Lily D'Ambrosio.
Thank you. Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Quiet month. But I did attend the Grampians Wimmera Mallee Tourism Forum in Stawell, which was another great opportunity to further our tourism cause and to hear from speakers from within the industry, and another well-run forum from those guys. Attended the virtual forum, and there's a lot of bits and pieces to come out of that I will include in a small report to council. The last couple of watching progress meetings have been cancelled due to members being away and unavailable, so we haven't had a couple of those. And of course, stayed away from the Donald 2000 meeting because there was a monitor there, and we thought that you might get more out of the public if a couple of councils weren't there, so we stayed out of that. But one that hasn't happened is the Loddon Valley Regional Strategic Fire Management Planning meeting, which is cancelled again. And I think there's a reason for that now, in that those boards have been reviewed as to their usefulness and whether they're required going forward. So it's been a bit of a frustration that those have been cancelled on a number of occasions, and it always seems to be last minute. And when the alternative to well, there's two parties that run the show. When one's running it, they happen, or the other one's running it, they don't. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Councillors, I've sent through a report. I've had quite a busy month. One thing I'd like to highlight is the Donald Dev Ball that I attended as one of the guests of honour. Magnificent crowd there for the return of the Donald Dev Ball, and it was well done. And then there's also the report on my trip with the CEO to Canberra last week, and when you read it, you'll probably see that we spent a fair bit of time on renewables and transmission, but we did get to speak to multiple people in multiple offices about that. Whether we get any satisfaction, I don't know, but anyway, my report's there to read on both those. Thank you. 9.1 notice motion, of which I have nil. 9.2 questions from councillors. Do we have any questions from councillors?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. If I may indulge you, there were a number of emails exchanged last week between councillors and yourself in regard to the library services and funding that came from the state government to support our library services. Maybe this is actually directed at the CEO. I notice in our council budget, under library services, there is an allocation or an income section talking about 119,000, I take it, dollars as income. And we see also an expenditure of 347,000. Just for purposes of clarification, that $119,000, what is that made up of for income?
Looking at the Director of Corporate there, if you know the answer, Jenna, or do we need to take that on notice?
We'll take that on notice.
Thank you. And the other thing, talking about, I suppose, major initiatives from council, in the same section, which is our community wellbeing section, it talks about the major initiative, and the major initiative is work with communities to prepare community plans to continue driving community connectedness and outcomes. Given the current changes in the last, I suppose, 48 hours, what impacts may these changes have on the budget, and how will they be factored in? And do we have the resources? I've seen some emails circulated yesterday. Do the council currently have the resources to deliver these community plans, given that initially these community plans were being delivered by a consultant? Now, you can take it on notice and get back to me, but I do have concerns, and the Chair of Audit and Risk shares those concerns, that we may not have the resources to deliver what we promise. Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Councillor and Mayor. We'll take that on notice and provide a response.
Thank you. Any other councillor have questions? Councillor Mill.
Thank you. Just a couple that I've been asked to bring up from Birchip at this stage. And one was to do with the marble plaque that has been obtained, and was the invoice that I provided electronically enough? Would you need a hard copy of that?
I haven't. I don't recall seeing it, but we'll have a look to just check it. Make sure it's got an ABN, it's a tax invoice, and all those things.
Yeah. Well, I can send it to again.
Yeah. Make sure, and then.
And the other one is to do with in this particular, and some of this stuff has come out of the forum, but it's been requested to be brought up, to do with the footpath trees that have been planted along either side of Cumming Avenue, and the fact that some of them probably need a trim up to get past in a couple of locations where they start to encroach on the footpath. And I believe that this request has been put in 2 or 3 times, and nothing's happened as yet. So I want to go screw it up. And as I said, the rest of the stuff will come through on a listing as far as my report goes.
Thank you, Councillor Milne. Any other councillors?
I've just got, a couple of queries from the Witchy Live meeting last night from Carol at the Caravan Park. There are some issues with the toilet block that have been ongoing and there was also a number of vehicles getting bogged on the track in recent weather. And could we please have somebody to follow those issues up with her? Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Urgent business, which I have none. Any other business, which I have been advised of any, which brings us to 9.5, matters which may exclude the public. And council on recommendation that pursuant to section 66(1) and 2A of the Local Government Act 2020, the meeting be closed to the public to consider the following reports that are considered contain confidential information on the grounds of section 3(1) of the Local Government Act, as indicated 9.51 CA performance review. Councillors, can I have a move to close the meeting? Second, please. Councillor Simpson, Councillor Hogan. We will now close the meeting. Thank you.
We're in favour.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'll ask the staff and CEO to depart and can somebody turn off the